Okay, let's look at the second statistics question here. We've got a table here that tells us about the height of 250 grade 11 learners. These are the people in between 145 and 150 and so on. These are all the different ranges here, and they're all laid out. And then the first question is here. They give you the frequency. This is the commutative frequency, and you have to figure out A and B. Well, you have to know that these, if there's 6 here and 6 here, the commutative frequency adds up to 29. Then the only way that could work is if A was 23. And that's why A is 23. And this one here, see this 89, it all adds up to the total of 89. You see, 6 plus 23 would give you 29, and 29 plus 60 is 89. 89 plus 74, that gives us the next number, B, of 163. Now, to calculate the estimated mean, what you've got to do is you've got to use your calculator, go into stat mode, and you'll get a frequency table. You got to make sure it's on frequency, and you go to the middle here, 147.5, like that. You go to 147.5, 152 halfway, and then you put these numbers in, 6, 23, 60, 74. Then you go shift stat, and then look for variance, look for the mean, and your answer will be 162,52. They said to the nearest centimeter, so it's 163 centimeters. The last question here, I think it's the last question. Write down the modal class. That's the range that's got the most number of people. Well, it looks like the modal class is between 160 and 165, and that's all you write down. Now, there is another question here, and it is all about, they ask you to find the interquartile range. And what you have to do is take 250 and take 1/4 of it. That's 62.5. And take 3/4. Go 3 over 4 times 250. You'll get 170.5. Just run straight over. Now you've got to imagine, I think they ask you to sketch this graph too, right? And let's do that part first there. So the first thing you do is you go to 150 and you graph 6, and then 155 and you graph 155 and you graph 29. And actually it should be a little bit more up there. And then you go 160 and you go 89. 160 and 89, that's pretty close. And then 165, and then all the way up to that 163, which is about there. Anyways, there's our ogive curve. You can just imagine it because I didn't draw it in. And that's worth 3 marks, just graphing those points. So make sure you zero it there. That one should be a little higher up. It looks like I messed that one up. But anyways, 1/4 of 250 is 62.5. You run over and then you run down. I got close to 158. You don't have to get it exactly right. And you go 3/4 of 250, 187.5, run over, run down. I get close to 67. And then you subtract those. That's the first estimated quartile 3 minus the estimated quartile 1. And there is your interquartile range. That's how you do the estimate from the ogive curve. And there's question 2 all done.